We all know that Justin Gaethje is about to get inside the cage with James Vick and lock himself in there with a referee and see who is the baddest man on that night. This is coming up this weekend. Now, the thing about this fight is James Vick got this fight. He got this fight by luck, basically. I forget. James Vick was supposed to be fighting Felder. Justin Gaethje was supposed to be fighting, I believe, Ally Quinta. Anyways, James Vick was supposed to be fighting Felder, and I can't remember. Justin Gaethje was supposed to be fighting somebody, but Felder pulled out. He didn't necessarily pull out, but he got pulled to fight Mike Perry, and then James Vick got tapped to fight Justin Gaethje. Here's the thing. James Vick had been calling out Justin Gaethje. He had been clowning Justin Gaethje. He had been looking for a really tough fight. He had just been all over the 155-pound division, hoping to get a real serious fight. You know, he's one of those guys who has, I believe that he only has one loss. I know that, and that's to Beneil Dariush. And I believe that his record right now is it's insane. He's been in the UFC for a long time. James Vick record right now is 13-1. James Vick is 13-1. That one loss is Beneil Dariush, right? Beneil Dariush, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9-1 in the UFC. The guy is 9-1 in the UFC. That's a great record. That's a great record. Now let's look at Justin Gaethje. I believe Justin Gaethje is 17-1. 17-2. 18-2. I'm sorry. Justin Gaethje is 18-2. And I don't even have to look up his stats. He is 1-2 in the UFC. We saw him knock out or TKO Michael Johnson. And since then, we've seen him get TKO'd. So James Vick has basically been calling this guy, he's the Homer Simpson of the UFC. He's Homer Simpson. He's literally just standing there trying to wait until people get tired. We've all seen that episode of The Simpsons. It's called, I can't remember what it's called, but Homer is just getting boom, boom. He's just taking shots to the head the whole time, but the guy will never go down. He will never go down. And then once the fighter gets tired, he knocks him out because the fighter is so tired. That is kind of Justin Gaethje. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's Justin Gaethje plus a leg kick. Plus some brutal leg kicks. You know, Justin Gaethje is a strange type of fighter to me. He really has put his entire health on the line by taking so many headshots. But Justin Gaethje is coming off like he is so much better than James Vick. I don't know why. I guess it's because James Vick is kind of like a country bumpkin. He's kind of there's a strange flair. Whatever James Vick's swag is, it's not like the coolest swag in the world. So Justin Gaethje has a nice little cool swag to him. You know, both of these guys are around about the same age. So I'm guessing he just looks down on the guy. I don't get why, but he just looks down on him. But it's like his record is way better than yours. James Vick's record is way better. And James Vick is the type of guy that will beat Justin Gaethje in a smart way, right? He won't be taking any of those Justin Gaethje, flurries or the leg kicks because he's always moving around and he plays the outside game. Plays a nice little outside game. Then when if he gets to the ground, I think James Vick has the advantage on the ground. I understand that Justin Gaethje is Division I, that wrestler, but we just haven't seen his wrestling. He never pulls out when he's in trouble, he doesn't pull out the wrestling. Now, granted, we haven't seen him in trouble a lot. You know, it's only till he got to the UFC when he started fighting with the big boys that he found himself in trouble. But I'll just tell you this. If James Vick takes it to the ground, I think it's all. I mean, if Justin Gaethje takes it to the ground, I think that's all she wrote. I really do. I think James Vick is just too long and lanky. I really do think that he's going to lock him up with those long arms in something, a guillotine, a darce, or anything, to be honest. Rear naked choke. I actually think that James Vick has the advantage on the ground and on the feet. I know, that's crazy. And if Justin Gaethje loses this fight, he will be 1-3. That means he'd be on a 3-fight skid. Now, I'm a fan of Justin Gaethje too. I do enjoy his fights. His last couple of fights I haven't enjoyed because of the way that he loses. I mean, he just gets bludgeoned. He literally goes in there and gets bludgeoned. You know, sometimes it's good to just, like Conor McGregor, right? We all saw him with the two-step. You know, Nate Diaz hit him with that little right, little tough little straight right. And he just popped him, really. He just popped him right on the chin. Nate Diaz was like, what, motherfucker? You know, and, Conor stiffened up and hit the two-step real quick. Boop, boop. He was like, oh, shit, we're in trouble. At that point, Nate Diaz started to maul him, and Conor knew, I'm about to be knocked out. Let me take this fight to the ground. There's something about that, like fight IQ, like you don't see that you're close to the end and decide to do anything else. Why don't you do something else? It's just frustrating to watch him fight. I don't like sitting there and watching people just get the shit beat out of them. I don't like watching Justin Gaethje. Who else does that? Else goes in there and just gets the shit beat out of him. Rick Glenn is that type of fighter. I know he won his last fight, but normally just goes in there and gets bludgeoned. Who else is that type of fighter? Just never make any adjustments. Just go in there, get beat. I can't think of anybody else right now because I don't know what's going on. Brain is on off, man. It was on all day long. It was on superpower mode, so I had to turn that bitch off for a little while. But yeah, I just don't like seeing those type of fights. So yeah, when Justin Gaethje, I'm a fair weather fan. That's what I am of Justin Gaethje. When he's winning, I'm down with it. When he's losing, I don't want to see him anymore because he don't know how to lose in a healthy way. You know, I think that this guy literally could. He's too young. He's 29 years old. And the way that he talks and all of that is just off-putting. If he goes in there and gets the win, just starch the guy. Just starch James Vick. Don't trade and do that whole Homer Simpson thing because it's right. It is Homer Simpson-like. He's just waiting for a guy to gas out. That's not a fight. That is not a fight. That's the Tour de France, you know? That's not a fight. Get out there and show some fight IQ. Slip some punches. Right? Slip. You can duck. You literally can move your feet out of the way at an angle. And that's just the basics. Don't just stand there with your guard up. Anyways, that's my thoughts on it. Justin Gaethje, he's looking down on this guy, James Vick. I don't think he should be doing that whatsoever. He says, I don't think that James Vick knows what he's getting himself into. I think that he does. He's seen your last two fights. We all saw it. We all saw the massacres. So, I know James Vick has really been talking a lot of shit, but Justin Gaethje, if you want the revenge, if you want the payback, if you want the revenge to be sweet, if you want the payback to be sweet, fight IQ. Anyways, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section.